how much money do stylists make and how to figure out how much you should charge your clients. Since I've been in the styling industry for the past 15 years, I know what stylist rates are and how to figure out what you can offer your services for. For tips and advice about the styling industry, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when I post a new video, which is every Monday. Getting paid as a stylist is great, but how much you should charge your clients for your services? By the end of this video, you will know exactly what is a stylist salary and how much you can make as a stylist. Hi, my name is Basia and I help aspiring stylists enter the styling industry. If you want to learn how I can help you become a stylist, make sure to schedule a free discovery call, and everything is linked in the description below. In this video, you will learn exactly what is the stylist salary and how much you should charge your clients for your styling services. So let's get started. First of all, we have to differentiate styling career choices, and the reason for it is that a fashion stylist will have a different system when it comes to charging for their work as opposed to a personal stylist. And I have this video in which I explain exactly what is the difference between a personal stylist career and a fashion stylist career, so watch it later. Now, the biggest difference between a fashion stylist salary and a personal stylist salary is that a fashion stylist will have a day rate and a personal stylist will charge an hourly fee. So now let's organize everything so it's clear for you, and we're gonna start with a fashion stylist. Now, a fashion stylist will be charging their client a daily rate. It all depends on the project that they are working on. Now, some projects, like editorial jobs where a stylist is styling, a model for like a beautiful magazine, won't pay very much and very often won't pay at all. Like other projects will pay pretty good rate, but again, that all depends on a stylist and a client. Now, very often clients will have a rate that they want to pay to a stylist that it's already set up for that, very specific project. So a stylist can still negotiate his or like her rate, but very often times a client has that set rate and won't be able to increase it. Now, a fashion stylist will be working based on a daily rate, meaning a client will have a set amount of money that they allocated for a stylist and will negotiate it per day. Now, depending on the project, a stylist can work like 1 day, 3 days, maybe 7 days on that one project, and this all depends on, of course, like on how complex this job is and like how many people a stylist has to dress. Now, the rate can fluctuate as well. Certain jobs will pay, let's say, like $1,000 per day, maybe like $500 per day, or some jobs will pay $2,500 per day. And like I said, that all really depends on the client and what budget they have to play with. Now, when I say daily rate, it means now that a stylist can work 5 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 15 hours a day. That all depends how much work there is, but majority of the time a fashion stylist will work really long hours to make sure everything is done. Now, the day rate will change depending on a job. Now, some clients might ask a fashion stylist, what is your rate? And then pay that rate if it fits into their budget, but very often they will have a very specific number in mind, and that's what they can afford to pay to a stylist. So now, 1 week, it's like in 1 week, a fashion stylist can make, let's say, like $6,000 on a commercial while working only 4 days on that one job. And the following week, a stylist, like fashion stylist, can make $4,000, let's say, on a music video, and still work like 4 days as well. That it's totally normal. It all depends on a client and what type of budgets they have for that specific project. Now, when it comes to a personal stylist will charge an hourly fee for their time and work and will set their own rate of how much they will charge for their styling services. Like, it's a completely different way of setting up a business. Now, the key is to try to really figure out what is your hourly fee. Now, in order to set it up correctly, you should start with like a very short research. So what you want to do is you want to see what other stylists are charging for their services in your area. So simply create like a very simple spreadsheet and write down what other stylists are offering as far as their services and how much they are charging for it as well. Now, you might be really surprised to see prices all over the place, and the reason for it is that some stylists are really already established in the industry and they have enough clients to where they feel, pretty comfortable charging higher rates. Now, to give you a specific number, I'm sure you want that specific number. Okay, so let's say that if you are in US, I wouldn't charge less than $50 an hour, and you can always go up from there. Now, since you figure out your hourly rate that you want to charge your client, you should create your services around it now, where you'll be like offering like closet detox, shopping trips, etc. Now, if you want to learn how to create those services, watch this video and I will link everything in the description below. Now, if you are up and coming stylist and you have been styling only like your friends or maybe like your family, and you don't really feel comfortable charging like $50 an hour for your services, you can start with lower rates. So start with, let's say, like $40 an hour if that makes you more comfortable. Now, you have to keep in mind though, cheap services equals cheap clients, and most of the time clients who don't really value your time and your taste might be like really pain in a butt, and you really don't, it's not really worth working with people who are not valuing you, and it's pretty important to value your services. Now, as a personal stylist, you can charge hourly rate for all your services, but what you can also do is to create what's it called packages, styling packages, which is what most of the stylists are doing. It's much easier to create like a package where you can offer, let's say, like 6-hour shopping trip with your client instead of charging your client your hourly fee. Now, first of all, it's so much easier, and then also it's straightforward to your client where they know exactly what they are getting for the price. And on a flip side, you are making way more money this way. So now I'm gonna give you a quick example. If you want to charge your client, let's say $50 for your services, and your client only wants to hire you for 2 hours, well, you're going to be making only $100. So it's not really profitable, right? So if you would have a package where you are offering, let's say, like a shopping trip with your client, and it's a 6-hour shopping trip, you're automatically making 3 times that money, right? So it's not only easy to understand for your client what you are offering to them, but also you are making way more money if you structure your services this way. So now you know exactly what is a stylist salary and how to figure out how much you should charge for your services. If you want to learn more, make sure to grab my free cheat sheet guide for aspiring stylists. Everything is linked in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. I post new videos every Monday. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.